Welcome back to 5 Minute Fantasy Football, presented to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast and our friends over at Underdog. Join millions. Fantasy football is not over. Use promo code FFSGPN so that we sent you. We're going to do some Underdog Battle Royale. I got a couple drafts in tonight. And I just want to talk about the ADP as well as projections. When you look at it, starting at the quarterback position, this is, it's interesting because you can go with the two heavy hitters, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, and go early. Those guys are going right in the middle or the beginning of the second round, or you can wait. There's only 6 drafters and there's 8 quarterbacks available. So if you want to punt the position, you're more than welcome to do that. And you can go get Matthew Stafford with your last pick. That's what a lot of people are doing because some of the other positions they're harder to come by. You can get a good 1 or 2 running backs, but you can get good 1 running back, good 1 receiver, but getting 2 is tough. If you go with the late quarterback strategy, then you can go and get that, running back or receiver 2 that can be a difference maker. So, again, looking at the quarterbacks, round 2, you're going to get Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Round 3, you're looking at Jaden Daniels. Round 4, 5, you're looking at Goff and Mahomes. Round 6, Jalen Hurts. And then after that last pick, Matthew Stafford. Let's talk about the running back position. These guys are going the first or second pick overall. You got Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Saquon Barkley. Derrick Henry, I don't think there's any reason that you want to avoid him. Buffalo's been extremely terrible against the run, and they're going to lean on Derrick Henry and try to do what they can to keep Josh Allen on ice and on the sideline. Jahmyr Gibbs, if this turns into a shootout, Jahmyr Gibbs could have a monster game. And I'd say as far as upside, because the passing, Jahmyr Gibbs is someone you're really interested in. But, of course, Derrick Henry could have a 2 or 3 touchdown game. Gibbs, Barkley, Henry, I don't think you can mess with either one of those. And there's going to be high exposure for everyone. For them, I think the difference is going to be later on in the draft, not what you do at the beginning of the draft if you go with one of these guys. But just looking at the running backs, the next guys on the board, Kyren Williams and James Cook. James Cook gets a really tough Baltimore defense, and Kyren Williams gets a really tough Philadelphia defense. So, and Joe Mixon gets gets a really tough Kansas City defense. So if you get the first 3 guys, you can avoid these next 3 that they got really tough matchups, and you're having to pay, second or third round draft capital, which is tough. I'd rather receivers than those 3, but if you can't get them, you do have to punt the position pretty well. To go back to a David Montgomery who's coming off an injury, Isaiah Pacheco, Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson, Kareem Hunt, Justice Hill. Justice Hill and Ty Johnson are those guys you get with the last pick that you're kind of just hoping, for a big play. And that's what you need in these big tournaments. But again, I would prefer to go with one of these early running backs, go with a Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and then you can go with a later round quarterback like a Matthew Stafford or even a Jaden Daniels. Looking at the receivers, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Puka Nacua, Nico Collins. Kansas City's notorious for taking away the number 1 receiver, so I'm really nervous about Nico, but I do like Amon-Ra and Puka. So if you can go and get, a Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley or Jahmyr Gibbs and then turn around and get a Puka Nacua or Amon-Ra St. Brown, I really like that start. And then again, fading the quarterback position until the end. You got Terry McLaurin, he's going in the second round, A.J. Brown, Jameson Williams, Xavier Worthy. Your quarterback might dictate what you do here. So, again, getting Puka early, you can get Stafford later. Goff is also kind of a mid-round quarterback. You have Devonta Smith, Khalil Shakur. The Philly pass defense should put up a lot more than they did the other day. But that's the concern there is the upside with Philly's pass defense being, about 125 yards last week. Rashod Bateman, he's been a big play guy. Xavier Worthy, Jameson Williams, they've really put up some big games. And so those 3 are very, very interesting. Khalil Shakir offers a floor. Doesn't really have the ceiling the other guys have. Cooper Kupp, he had 1 target last week. 1 target. They're going to have to do something, but Philly's been really tough against wide receivers. I would much rather DeAndre Hopkins or Rashod Bateman over Cooper Kupp. But again, I like these guys right here in the middle, Xavier Worthy and Jameson Williams, especially in this format. They're going to try to get him the ball in creative ways, bubble screens, sweeps, all those kind of things. And then if they're going to take a deep shot, those are the guys they're going to target. And then you're going to have your tight end. So again, I'm going to start off with one of those top 3 running backs if I can. If not, then I'll go with Puka Nacua or Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then I'll go with the quarterback later on. But we're going to go with just tight ends here. Travis Kelce's going in the 3rd round, Sam Laporte in the 4th, with Mark Andrews. Depending on which quarterback you pick, it's great to stack your quarterback with your tight end. So, if you're going with Matthew Stafford, you're probably not going to go after a Tyler Higbee or something like that, but you can still get one of these guys where, Kelce, Laporta, Andrews, they're huge targets in the red zone. And if you want to be a little contrarian from an Andrews, you can go with an Isaiah Likely. But I really do. I think you can get good value here with Andrews where he's being drafted, and hope for the touchdown, even if you did not get a Lamar Jackson. So 2 teams that I drafted real quick tonight, just to take a look at them. I got Jalen Hurts, Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, Xavier Worthy, Devonta Smith, and Dalton Kincaid. And then the other team was I was going with the Jalen Hurts stack there. And the other team that I was able to go after was trying to attack a different format here. I went with a Lamar Jackson build, and with Lamar Jackson, I got Saquon, Joe Mixon, Khalil Shakur, DeAndre Hopkins, and Isaiah Likely. So, all right, it's been 5 Minute Fantasy Football. Promo code FFSGPN. As always, good luck to see you.